Hi guys, Surprise here, your local pothead expanding our universe, back with another video. Yes, sir. Welcome back to episode 2 of the Metaphysics of the Mind by me, Surprise, your local pothead. Yeah, on episode 1, we were able to cover the introduction and to just like set a foundation for the next now it's the next 3 or 4 including this, for the next 4 videos including this one. So we were able to like define what the mind is, we were able to define what metaphysics is, we were able to like connect them to each other, and do a little like setting the foundation basically, as I have already stated. And on today's video, it is episode 2, where we will be covering the mind as a creative engine. The mind as a creative engine. This is basically how your thoughts and how your emotions lead up to your actions, which lead up to your lived reality. Yes, I hope you guys are doing well. I'm good. Let's get into it. Your mind is not just thinking, it is creating, shaping, projecting, and interpreting everything you experience. According to metaphysics, African metaphysics to be specific, reality is interconnected, spiritual at its core, governed by energy. We already like said these things in the first episode. So, according to metaphysics, reality is this way. Therefore, thoughts are not just ideas, they are vibrational events. Every thought carries a frequency. Sawa. The frequency that a thought carries interacts with your body, your environment, and the world around you. Thoughts generate electrical impulses that the brain translates into emotion and physiological responses. Have you ever heard that high levels of stress is not good for women because it brings about certain diseases? This is what they mean. Because your thoughts generate electric impulses, which the brain then translate into physiological or emotional into emotional and physiological responses. High levels of stress, okay, this is an example. High levels of stress, and say you are overthinking about something which is causing you to have high levels of stress. Therefore, since you are overthinking about that particular situation, your head starts aching. Like you have overthought and overthought and overthought up until now, your body has translated that energy into a physiological response. Your head is aching because you are too stressed. This is how energetic states become physical states. Say you are thinking of the way you just want to. Let me try to be as specific as I can. Say I'm thinking that I need to get a gift for my friend. So that is the thought that I have. I need to figure out a way to get a gift for my friend. So everywhere I go, I get to experience I get to see rather things that I think they would like. My brain instantly picks up things that I think they would like because that is what is occupying my thought at the moment. So eventually I will end up finding something that I think they would really like, and I would take it and gift it to them. That has caused a physical. My thought of wanting to gift my friend eventually has caused a physical state of being able to have a physical gift for them to receive. I hope that is very understandable. I want this series to be as easy as it can be. Because when you hear the terms like metaphysics and the mind, you think, those are very big words and those, like, it has to be complicated. No, it's not complicated. It's the things that you know, it's the things that you experience every day. Okay? So the mind, emotion, behavior, and reality chain. This is a breakdown of how your thoughts translate into lived experience. I have already stated that is what like this video is all about. So there's this phrase that is it a phrase, or there's this notion that many people I have been hearing lately, and that, yeah, maybe I'd say many of the creators that I consume their content have been saying it. You do not manifest what you want. You do not manifest what you want. You manifest what you are. Okay? So breaking down this like reaction, okay, is it a reaction? Reality chain. Breaking down this reality chain, we would start from your thought. So this is the initial like, it's a thought. Nimeshindwa a word to like to use to describe it, but every thought tells your system what to anticipate. So say excited about an event. My system knows that I am excited, so it knows to harbor, like, let's say, emotions of joy and emotions of like anticipation that is not necessarily lying towards anxiety, but rather lying towards like just looking forward to it, So my thought of being excited about attending a certain event sends out emotions of joy and anticipation, which would then make me behave in a way that is excited. Like, I would maybe talk a lot about that event, or I will keep checking on their posts pale kwenye social media and just wanting to know what is happening. Like, are they preparing for us adequately, And this behavior will then in turn result to my actions of my actual life experience. When I get there to that event, I am already excited. Like, I already want to be here, which would make my experience of the event even much more interesting because I'm excited about it. I want to be there, right? So basically, what is the breakdown of this reaction? It's not a chain reaction, it's a reality chain. What is the breakdown of this reality chain? From your thought to your emotions to your behavior to your reality. Whatever you think is whatever you will be. Whatever you think, like, hatuko rehearsals. Something that people tend to forget is that you are actually living this life right now in the now. You're not rehearsing for like the real life. This is the real life. This is it. It's happening right now. So you can't be rehearsing. You can't be saying, when I get more money, I'll start having maybe more better thoughts at how my life is. Or when you are waiting for an external thing to make you start behaving a certain way, thinking that you will be able to still achieve that life that you think you want. Yes, hii maisha si rehearsal. Hata ilikuwa Sauti Sol na nani walituambia hivyo. Sijui kama ni na Willy Paul, but hii maisha si rehearsal. You are actually living in the here and now. Your thoughts lead up to your, what did I say? Your thoughts lead up to your emotions, which lead up to your behavior, which leads up to your reality. And now we are going to get into imagination being the blueprint. Imagination is not fake. It is the mind rehearsing possibilities. So if you are, let's say, conditioned to like thinking of just how wrong things will go, your imagination will tend to go towards that direction, imagining the possibilities of how wrong things can go. And if you are conditioning yourself to imagine just how good things can be, then your imagination will lie towards thinking of all the possibilities, imagining and rehearsing all the good possibilities, like all the good outcomes. Okay. So your subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between what is real and what is being imagined, which then leads us to what you imagine consistently becomes your baseline expectation. What you imagine consistently becomes your baseline expectation. What you condition, Nisha tumia that word, conditioning. What you condition yourself to what you condition yourself to imagining is what will be the baseline expectation. Yeah, you get what you are, not what you want. When manifesting, you get what you are, not what you want. Okay? So there's something called the rectangular activating system, which when abbreviated RAS, this is the science spirit bridge. This is the bridge. In the first episode, I had mentioned that we are trying to create the bridge between the physical and the spiritual. The metaphysics of the mind is basically that. Yeah. So RAS is what creates that bridge, the rectangular activating system. So RAS is a filter in your brain that decides what to notice. We all have blind spots. All of us perceive life in our own lens. When we're looking at something, we never see it in the same way. I might be looking at, let's say, a speaker, and I'm seeing how the mesh on the speaker looks, and you are looking at that speaker, but you are looking at how the cables are connecting. We are looking at the same thing, but we are not perceiving the same thing. That is just the honest truth. So RAS is the filter that your brain uses to help you notice what you want to notice. Say you have been wanting to own what can I use? Say you have been wanting to own a certain type of car, and then now all of a sudden when you go outside, that is you only see that, you see that type of car so many times. It's not that those cars were not existing, it's just that now that you want to focus on that, your brain is filtering every other type of car and just realizing, or not even realizing, and noticing that specific type of car that you have been thinking about consistently. We all experience reality from our own lens, so we don't see the same. We might be looking at the same thing, but we don't see the same thing. That is because of RAS, which is the rectangular activating system. Okay, so your RAS is programmed by your most dominant thoughts and beliefs. That is why there's this notion to think positive thoughts, because when you condition yourself to thinking positive thoughts, your imaginations will be positive, which will in turn ripple into your, it's literally a ripple effect, which will in turn ripple into your emotions. When your emotions are elevated, your behavior is elevated. When your behavior is elevated, your life experience, your reality is elevated. It can't start from the outside coming in. It has to start from the inside going out. Okay? So RAS is programmed with what you dominantly believe, what you dominantly think. So vitu zenye unashindanga umefikiria ama vitu zenye una hold on to sana ndio itakuacha uzione sana. You will notice that a lot. Have you ever had a bad morning and you're just this is a bad day? Everything in that day, from the moment you say this is a bad day, you will just be picking up things to just validate just how bad the day is. Mara sweta yako itakwama kwa lock ya mlango, or utajigonga and you're can it get any worse? That is how we usually feel, and that is just the RAS. What we choose to focus on most is what will be highlighted in our environment most. Okay. So I'm gonna cover the African metaphysics. Through African metaphysics, I want to touch on intention, symbols, and thought fields. Okay. A thought is not just something happening privately in your head. It is happening to, let me say this. Your thoughts ripple outwards and influence your environment, people around you, and the unseen too. So it's not just something that is happening in your head. Your thought is what will determine your emotions, which will determine your behavior, which will determine your reality and your experience in the now, right? So it's not just a private thing that is happening. It ripples outwards. Okay. Intention is a creative force. Intentions are always already setting things into motion. Your inner state becomes your lived experience. So when your intention is to have a good day, no matter what, you will see the little things that are just making the day better. But say you already have this notion, you already have this intention. I know when I go there, it will just be boring. Trust me, when you go there, you will be bored unless you change your perspective and you change your mindset. You will be bored. Your intention, say you want to, I think I'm clear. I don't even need to like give any other example. So your intentions are a creative force. Every time you intend to do something, that is what it will be. Your inner state becomes your lived experience. When I intend to do something in a certain way, it will manifest in that way that I intended it. It won't come in another way. You can't plant maize and expect to harvest beans, basically. Your intention was to plant maize so that you can harvest maize. That is what you will harvest. That is what you will experience. Okay? Okay. Okay. Yeah, a thought is not just something happening in private. A thought is energy. A thought is spirit. That is why there's this thing. I think I've said it in another video even before. Like Michael Jackson used to say, when he got an idea, he would go Atakama. It's at like 3 a.m. He would go and execute it because he doesn't want Prince to get it. You see, thoughts are spirit. Thoughts are energy. They exist in this energy field, and depending on your level of vibration, you are able to tap into different thoughts. Okay. So symbols and rituals influence the thought field. Colors, rhythm and dance, yeah, different symbols. You, as I have already said, when I was giving that example of, let's say I want a specific type of car, and all of a sudden that is the only type of car that I'm seeing everywhere that I go, I would say that is a symbol. Yeah, I would say that is a symbol. That is not a coincidence. That is not a mere coincidence. That is your thought. Your thought is what has created that experience for you. The fact that you are able to spot that car and not the others. Okay. And by rituals, when a lot of times when you say rituals, people think it's like those woo woo spooky kind of things. No, a ritual isn't magic. A ritual is just when the mind, intention and energy are working together. Say I am used to, if I want to have a good morning, I need to wake up and say, maybe pray before I do anything else and freshen up. That's when I know I have set the tone for the day. I will have a good day when I do this. On the days that I fail to do these things, I usually have a bad day. That is a ritual I have created. I have already programmed myself and my thoughts to know that once I get up, I need to pray and then freshen up and then now go on with my day. Got it? A ritual is not, people just have a misconception about rituals. Rituals are just these repeated things that you do that align with your intentions, like why you're doing it, that align with your intentions and align with your mind, and now the energy is also aligning, because every time you repeat something, where energy goes, energy grows. There's a video on that, right? Go watch it. Where energy goes, energy grows. Repeatedly, that is the energy that you want to have by doing a certain thing and setting certain intentions for yourself. It will lead up to your lived reality, or basically your lived experience. Okay. And on the last part, the mind is part of a collective energetic system, not just an individual. We are all part of a collective consciousness. The mind is part of a collective energetic system. We are all part of a collective consciousness. I have said this before and maybe I haven't had the chance of explaining it, and here is the chance to explain what I usually mean by collective consciousness. I have these kinds of thoughts, and there's this person in America who has this same kind of thoughts, and there's this person in Indonesia who also has the exact same kind of thoughts. We would be clustered together in one collective consciousness, since we are able to tap into thoughts that are on the same frequency, that are on the same frequencies, zenye zina vibrate at the same wavelength, basically. Yeah. So that is what I mean by collective consciousness. So you are not an individual, and your thoughts are not like very individual, as much as you will only be able to have access to certain thoughts and certain thoughts when you vibrate at a certain, I think I have been able, at this point I'm just repeating myself, but we are part of a collective consciousness. That is what African metaphysics says in regards to intention, symbols, and thought fields. Your thoughts are not just your own. There's somebody else who is thinking the same thing, but would just like execute them differently. I would say both of you are in the same collective consciousness. Yes, yes. And now on manifestation, I also have a video on manifestation. My ramblings on manifestation 101, following through with your intentions. Ooh, I hadn't even noticed that I had mentioned intentions in that video. Yeah, following through with your intentions. Manifestation is not magic. By the way, manifestation theory, people also have this skewed, it's just a skewed understanding of what manifestation is. Manifestation, okay, let me repeat a statement that I had already said. You do not manifest what you want, you manifest who you are. Vibrations, frequency, are we vibrating on the same energy? Like, are we vibrating on the same level with those things that we want? That is how manifestation works. Manifestation works when you are able to hit that nene, what is this term that is going around on the internet, by the way? That flow state. Yeah, where you are able to where your mind, your intention, and your energy are working together. That is how you are able to manifest. Manifestation is literally mental mechanics. It is the alignment between dominant thoughts, emotional vibration, behavior, expectation, and energy. You know, you might be saying, you can't lie to yourself, by the way. Emotional vibrations can't lie. I might be lying to everyone else and the public that I am confident, but as long as deep down I am very fearful, that is what I will manifest. If I am outwardly, I'm just saying, yeah, I expect the best, but deep down I expect the worst. If anything, I can already see 1,000 ways as to why this thing won't work in my favor. That is exactly how it will go. It won't go with what I want. You know me, I want this, but now I don't know. Yeah, I want this, but I don't know why I'm not receiving it. It's because you're not matching the emotional vibration. You're not matching the expectation. Your expectation might be something different to what you actually want. You're not matching the energy. You're not matching the behavior. That is why they usually say the quickest way to be able to get the life that you want is to start acting as though you already have that life. Embodying that life, embodying that lifestyle. If you know your future self is somebody who wants to travel, you can't wait until the future to start traveling. Start traveling in ways that you can in the here and now. And finally, reality will catch up because your behavior is showing that you really do want to travel and you enjoy traveling. Okay? And your dominant thoughts, basically. Yes, your emotional tone always wins. That is why we are learning to regulate our nervous system. I love this series because it is also helping me to regulate and to just recalibrate and regulate my nervous system. Emotional tone will never lie. You might lie physically, you might lie, but deep down your emotions know exactly how you're feeling. And that feeling is what will lead to how you behave. And how you behave is what will lead to your lived experience and your reality. Okay? Yeah, I think I am done with this particular episode of how the mind is a creative engine. Have you seen how your mind creates? It just doesn't think. It shapes and creates your reality. It all begins in your mind. As above, so below. May it be in heaven. May it be here on earth as it is in heaven. Kama heavens hazija align hivyo, earth haita align hivyo. If your thoughts are dominantly on something else, don't expect your reality to be a totally different thing. It will be what your thoughts are. It will be what your actions are. It will be what your behavior is. Okay. Okay. I really like this video, Pia. Like, I I just love this series. This series is just, yeah. The fact that I get to share information that I have had in an organized, systematic way, not just like randomly from my random realizations. Not saying that I don't like the random realizations, I do, but I just feel like something like this needs some structure, and that is what I have in this series. And it will be more understandable and easy, actually easy to understand, because that is my goal. That is my goal, because I tried to find a way that would be easy for me to understand, and I'm just sharing that. Yeah. And I feel like this is an easier way to understand such concepts. Anyway, yeah. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Follow us on our social media handles at _yourlocal.pothead and at _nyagoha, both on Instagram. The rest of the accounts, I will be inserting them at the end of the video. Go be great. Go live the biggest life you can ever conjure up in your mind. Catch you on the next one. What will we be discussing in the next one? What I remember I want to cover in the next episode is like ego, shadow self, and such concepts. Yeah. We'll dive into it in the next one. Go be great. Your local pothead out.